Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled Inciting the Gentiles Part 2. We saw an incredible machlokas between Rav Moshe Sternbach, Brand, and really it's not the two of them, represents a much bigger, wider machlok between the Gedolim on different sides, whether going up to Har Habayit is inciting the Gentiles, gets them upset, gets them angry, and who knows, produce more suicide bombers and attacks. So Rav Sternbach says we shouldn't go up. In addition to other reasons, we should go up because it's inciting the Gentiles. And then we are wrote from those who go up because we're just causing the Gentiles, the Muslims, to get us. They're going to want to kill us. And then we are endangering the Jewish people. So our Ran said this is really a much broader machlokas. He said, Sternbach, you said the same thing about all the settlements in 67. And even regarding Hakamat Medina, you quoted the Brisker Rav, who says that setting up the state is dangerous. So it's part of a broader picture of what actions can we do or not do based on whether we are inciting the Goyim or not? So it sounds pretty logical what Rav Rand is saying. I mean, so we shouldn't do kiva hours because we're going to upset the Goyim. What about Nehemiah? Nehemiah built the walls in the Navi Nehemiah and they got very upset. So what did Nehemiah do? He said, oh, I don't want to upset any Goyim, and therefore we're just going to stop building the walls around Yerushalayim. No. He armed his people and had special forces there to protect the builders of the wall because it was crucial that they build a wall and that we take over Yerushalayim. And part of taking over Yerushalayim is protecting ourselves and building a wall. And therefore, we protect the people building the wall from the terrorists. So Rav Sternbach knows those psukim quite well. He also knows that Yehoshua went into Israel and conquered Israel. Now that's inciting many Gentiles in Israel. How do Yehoshua do it? Rosh Sternbach knows that. So what he writes is, Rosh Sternbach is, there is no Milchemet mitzvah today. When we fight today in Eretz Israel, this is not a mitzvah of Milchemet, it's a war of a mitzvah. Why not? Because we have the three oaths from the Gemara Ketuvah Kuf Yed Aleph, which says that we cannot rebel against the world. We cannot go ahead and lo yalu v'choma, take Israel by force, Rashi says, and that the Goyim cannot overly oppress us. That's the famous Gemara Ketuvot. That is a major source for the Satmar Rebbe Zatzal and his position. So Sternbach says there's two reasons why today, when we fight a war, it is not Milchemet Mitzvah. One, because we're in violation of the oaths, and two, we don't have a firm government running the war. And for those two reasons, it's not a Milchemet Mitzvah. So once you say there's no Milchemet Mitzvah, and you're not involved in a halachic mitzvah of capturing Israel, of capturing the Shtachim, of capturing Har Habayit, so if you're not doing any Maisa Mitzvah, so what are you doing? Oh, you're inciting the Goyim. So that's really what he holds. Once it's a neutral action, not doing anything, so then establishing the state is inciting, 67 is inciting, and 2070 going up to Har Habayit. It's all incitement. Because everyone would agree to go ahead and just incite the Goyim for no reason. You're going to go in and just start cursing out the Goyim for no reason. Besides any other ethical issues of doing that, it's inciting. But the big question here is not so much the incitement. The question here is there a Maisa Mitzvah to what you're doing? So Yehoshua did a Maisa Mitzvah Kiva Sharetz. Nehemiah did a Maisa Mitzvah Kiva Sharetz from leaders, and they weren't bound by the oaths. They did a Maisa Mitzvah. Once you do a Maisa Mitzvah, naturally the incitement falls away. So I don't think there's a machloket argument here over incitement. The machloket argument over here is there a Milchemet mitzvah that's being performed here? Are we involved in a mitzvah of conquering? And if we are, then everyone would agree incitement falls away. But that's really the question, where Rav Sternbach says, there's no Milchama, there's no Milchemet mitzvah. So what are you doing? You're just inciting, causing the Goyim to hate us and want to kill us, and you're a road dave. While the other side says there is a mitzvah. Yes, next year we'll try to understand the machlokas. Is there a mitzvah? Is there not a mitzvah? Or are we bound by the oaths? And what about the fact that we're over from government? So Mitzvah Hashem will take that up in the next year. Shalom.